Hi there. These comments are for SC. This is Michael from BetterTOEFLScores.com. I'm getting ready to listen to your speaking practice test, so I have the independent speaking rubrics here, and I have the speaking practice test over here. So let's see how you did here. Okay, here we go.
I totally believe that students should not be forced for music education and this is not important at all because many a times this education is not used in future and most of the student might not be interested in this. Reason first, music is not always one
Instead of reason first, you might just say first or first of all.
important subject. The student might have to learn number of subjects like English, maths or science, so they cannot take music as their prior one. Second reason is most of the students are interested in
How about so they can't take music as a priority class, you might say, as a priority class. You're saying that it's better as a maybe as an elective class, but not as a priority class or a core class. Maybe that's what you're trying to say there.
new innovative ideas, doing researches, scientific methods
You're doing research. Research is actually an uncount noun. It doesn't have a plural s ending.
instead of learning music. Thus, I am not in accord to this statement.
Okay, I'm thinking looking at the rubrics here, you're probably between 2.5 and 3, so definitely a very strong non native speaker accent. However, you are pronouncing pretty much all your words pretty clearly. You had good control, I think, over your vocabulary and your grammar for the most part. I think you did have some examples in there to illustrate your points. I'm thinking you're probably around maybe 21 to 23 points out of 30 on this practice test. Now, just to be sure, let me listen to it one more time.
I totally believe
I would just say,
that students should not be forced for music education.
instead of all that, just students should not be forced to have music education, or people or students should not be forced to take music classes because, and then get rid of I totally believe that. You don't really need that. That doesn't do anything.
This is not important at all because many a times this education is
I would say these classes are not as important as core academic classes,
not
maybe.
used in future and most of the student might not be interested in this.
Right? So you have the introduction, you have your two reasons, right? So that's good. You forecast what you're going to do in the response before you do it.
Reason first,
Just say first.
music is not always one important subject. The student might have to learn number of subjects like English, maths or
So I would say something like this. First, music, in my opinion, is not a core class for students. Say something like that, or it's not a priority class for students. Make sure you say, in my opinion, but I guess it's your opinion because you're doing it. But you're making that argument that there's other classes that are more important than
science.
music.
So they cannot take music as their prior one. Second reason is most
So they should not, I don't think, is better than cannot. They should not take music as a core or priority
of
class,
the students are interested
or they shouldn't be required to take music as a priority
in
class.
new innovative ideas, doing researches, scientific methods instead of learning music. Thus, I am not in accord to this statement.
Okay, so the second time I listened to it, yeah, you're having a lot more problems with the delivery than I anticipated here. So I'm thinking maybe between 17 and 19 points out of 30. That's going to be my adjustment according to the actual rubric. So listener effort is needed because of unclear articulation, awkward intonation. You did have some problems with grammar and language use. That's why I'm adjusting my score also. Uh, all right. So if you want to know some things that you can do to improve here, I'm trying to think about what might help you here. I'm looking over at my website right now, the 7-step system. I think with pronunciation, continue to work on your vowel and your consonant sounds. I think you've already completed the pretest, so keep working in that area. In the more advanced part of the pronunciation section, I think to help you with the problems you're having right now, you can definitely improve your intonation. That's lessons 36 through 40. I think you need more practice with thought groups and blending, lessons 41 through 44. And in terms of your grammar skills, I'm trying to think about what might help you here. I think lesson number 27, being more concise, I think that's a good lesson for you right now. Also, where it says making sentences more concise, practice exercises, 28.1. I think that's a good lesson for you too. Um, okay, let me go to the speaking section, see if there's anything there that you can benefit from. Yeah, I think master lesson number one, independent speaking strategies. You can go through and look at some of the model responses there. I think that would be good, definitely. Anything else here? I think I have one more lesson I want you to take a look at. Yeah, master lesson number 6, how to make your speaking more coherent, and particularly using transition words. I think you can do a little bit better with the range of transition words that you used to help show the organization of your ideas. So I think that's a good lesson too. All right, so go over those lessons and try to improve in those areas and then post your next practice test. I'll give you more feedback.